Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're talking about a structure that was so incredible, so legendary, that its name actually became the word for lighthouse. Yeah, really. But this was no ordinary tower. It was a massive symbol of power, a true marvel of engineering, and, of course, a wonder of the ancient world. So yeah, we are talking about the one and only Lighthouse of Alexandria. For centuries, this wasn't just a landmark, it was the landmark. It was a symbol of human ingenuity so profound that it easily earned its spot among the 7 wonders of the ancient world. And its influence wasn't just some flash in the pan. We're talking about over 1,500 years that this colossal tower stood over the skyline of Alexandria. Its light was this brilliant beacon for sailors all across the Mediterranean. And honestly, its sheer size was a statement to the entire world. But here's the thing. If you go to Alexandria today, you won't see it. This titan of engineering, which was once one of the tallest man-made structures on the entire planet, is just gone. So what on earth happened to it? How did it fall? And what, if anything, is left of its incredible legacy? Okay, so our story kicks off way back in the 3rd century BC. After Alexander the Great founded the city of Alexandria, it just exploded into this bustling hub of trade and culture. But its harbor needed a guide, a real monument. And so, on this coastal island of Pharos, a ridiculously ambitious plan was set in motion. The whole project was commissioned by Ptolemy I, who was actually Alexander's own general and the new ruler of Egypt, right around 305 BC. But this thing was so massive that it wasn't even finished until the reign of his son, Ptolemy II. The entire build took 12 years and an absolute fortune in silver to pull off. And the design? It was pure genius, a blueprint that would be copied for millennia. From what we've pieced together from historical accounts, it was this incredible 3-tiered marvel. It started with a huge square base, which even had an internal ramp. On top of that, a tapering octagonal section. And then, at the very top, a cylindrical tower that housed a brilliant fire. And get this, its light was supposedly magnified by a giant mirror that you could see for miles out at sea. This wasn't just a tower, it was a true architectural icon. You gotta love this part. This wasn't just the king's project. The architect himself, a guy named Sostratus of Cnidus, was playing the long game for his own legacy. According to the writer Lucian, he secretly carved his own name into the stone, and then, very cleverly, covered it up with plaster that had King Ptolemy's dedication on it. Sostratus was basically betting that, plaster would eventually crumble, but stone and his name would last forever. But let's be real, no structure is permanent, not even a wonder of the world. The lighthouse didn't just vanish in some single catastrophic event. Nope, its end was a long, slow process of decay, driven by the very ground it stood on. So its end wasn't sudden. It was more like a death by 1,000 cuts, from the earth itself. Over centuries, a series of powerful earthquakes just kept shaking its foundations. The real fatal blow landed in 1303, a massive quake that shattered the structure, leaving it in ruins. By the mid-1300s, the famous explorer Ibn Battuta said it was impossible to even get inside. And then, by 1480, its story seemed to be over, when its last remaining stones were carted off and repurposed to build the citadel of Kait Bey, a fort standing on the very ground where a wonder once stood. But even with that violent end, its resilience was just incredible. The lighthouse stood in some form for over a millennium and a half. That makes it the 3rd longest surviving of these 7 ancient wonders. Only the Great Pyramid and the mausoleum at Halicarnassus lasted longer. That is just a powerful testament to how well it was built in the first place. So, for the next 500 years, the lighthouse basically just existed in stories and old records. Its massive stone blocks were thought to be lost forever, just swallowed up by the Mediterranean Sea. The physical wonder was gone, and only the legend remained. But then, in the 20th century, a whole new age of underwater exploration began. Archaeologists started to wonder, could the ruins still be down there, scattered on the seabed, right where the lighthouse fell? Was it actually possible to find the physical remains of a legend? And the answer was a huge, resounding yes. In 1994, a team led by a French archaeologist, Jean-Yves Empereur, made this absolutely breathtaking discovery. On the floor of Alexandria's eastern harbor, they found a treasure trove. We're talking colossal granite blocks weighing up to 60 tons, dozens of sphinxes, obelisks, and even columns that were ancient long before the lighthouse was even a thought. The sheer scale of what they found was just staggering. Emperor's team carefully cataloged over 3,300 individual pieces lying on the seafloor. This discovery, it wasn't just cool. It definitively confirmed the lighthouse's location and gave us this tangible connection to its immense size and grandeur. So the physical structure is gone, right? And its remains are lying under the waves. But even so, the influence of the Lighthouse of Alexandria, well, it never really faded. Its legacy is still shining brightly all over the world. Just think about the impact for a second. It was so influential that its home, the island of Pharos, became the root word for lighthouse in a ton of languages. In French, it's phare. In Spanish and Italian, it's faro. The building didn't just light the way for ships, it literally defined the very word for what it was. How cool is that? And its architectural influence, just as widespread. That unique three-tiered design became a blueprint. It inspired ancient tombs in Egypt, the shape of early Islamic minarets, and even modern buildings like the George Washington Masonic National Memorial right in Alexandria, Virginia. It is a design that people have been copying for over 2,000 years. So here's the bottom line. While the stones may have fallen, the idea of the Lighthouse of Alexandria never did. It continues to inspire us. And that leaves us with a really fascinating question for today. How do we honor its memory? Should its ruins become this one-of-a-kind underwater museum for divers to explore? Or should we build something new and ambitious on its historic site, a modern beacon for the 21st century? The debate goes on.
Thanks for watching, and if you liked the video, then please hit the like button.